Macaws are known for their impressive size and bold colors. It may be hard to believe, but those colors fit right into a rainforest of exotic fruits and flowers. Macaws are designed well for their rainforest home, from their hard bony tongue used to drill into fruits to a wingspan of more than 1 meter to soar through the forest canopy. But that home has been disappearing, pushing some macaw species into endangerment and extinction. Join Gabi, Kassler and Caro as they visit a parrot-filled sanctuary, an initiative that is saving macaws using innovative ideas as well as some unfamiliar rules.
They told us do not talk to the birds or to the animals.
And discover some surprising facts about the intelligence of these creatures.
It's been a few years since we've traveled together.
There's still so much yet to be discovered.
Human beings can be so cruel towards so many animals.
When you have the opportunity to look into their eyes, to know their stories.
Animals that are rescued here can be released into the wild again, where they're really meant to live. I hope people get inspired and treat animals with more care and respect.
Less than 10 kilometers from Costa Rica's Pacific coast lies a sanctuary dedicated to repairing the harmful impact of animal abuse and deforestation. Many species of injured animals are welcomed to the Natua Animal Sanctuary. But Natua's specialty is macaws. Today, Gabi, Caro and Kassler hope to get closer than ever before to a bird usually seen darting through the treetops. It's an experience Kassler's been looking forward to since the beginning of the trip.
I'm in love with macaws and I cannot wait to see all the colors and hear all the sounds that they're gonna make.
Hey, we're here! Let's go! Okay, we're gonna see the biggest birds! The most colorful!
Hola, hola. Hi. Welcome to Natua.
Thank you.
My name is Rodolfo and
Nice to
welcome
meet
to
you.
Natua. We are here in the rescue center in Costa Rica. We are programmed to release mainly macaws. In Costa Rica we have just 2 species of macaws, the gray green macaw and the Ara macaw. It's a big difference between both of them. One is a green color and the other one is in red, blue and yellow color.
Oh, beautiful.
Very different. Coming in, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, what we're probably going to see today?
Macaws. Mainly macaws.
Natua's main goal is rehabilitating and releasing macaws so human contact is kept at a minimum. Another goal is educating visitors about how to care for the macaw's environment. The sanctuary staff must carefully coordinate the 2 goals, balancing tours with maintaining the most successful conditions for the bird's release. And that means visitors must follow some strict rules to give the birds the best chance of surviving in the wild.
I've never been to a place like this. It's the first time. They told us do not talk to the birds or to the animals. That was quite shocking because as a tourist or as a person that you like animals, the best thing is to have that interaction with the animals, you know? But after a little bit, we started to understand why.
Macaws are extremely social birds, rarely away from their flock of 1 to several dozen. Macaws spend their entire life with one mate. This tendency for attachment is part of the reason staff at Natua take care to prevent their macaws from becoming too familiar with and dependent on humans.
I also felt like so selfish, because you want that experience, but you don't know if that's the best for the animals.
We are in the Arambiguous enclosure, or Lapa Verde. It's 200 meters diameter, in a circular shape.
So they can learn how to fly long
Yes,
distance?
that's the idea. We need to make them fly as much as they can. Sometimes animals, they get obese in enclosures and then they have to spend what they eat. And then with a circular shape, they can fly infinitive.
That's so nice.
Great.
Macaws are accustomed to flying as far as 24 kilometers each day in search of food. This innovative circular cage helps them to mimic their natural activity level during their stay at Natua. Some birds are able to be released back into the wild, while others that are already too scarred to survive on their own are allowed to breed so that their offspring can be released.
So how do you prepare them for the wild?
Well, we have one type of macaw specifically that we are releasing them here. That's the Ara Macao or Lapa Roja. We put the babies in a process with the minimum interaction with the humans to see if eventually they can fly for good,
And those are probably not going to see them, the babies that are growing.
Actually now, for example, is the breeding season. They are starting to hatch, but in the natural way, with the parents in man-made nests that we have installed in the trees. And then they are there with the parents.
So how do you teach them to find their own food in the wild?
The main thing is not to domesticate them, like not talking to them, not touch them, not treat them like a domestic animal, like a dog or like a cat, And we have some protocols. When we want to release a macaw, what we do is to isolate the macaw, put it in a place where no one can get in there. We create fake trees with all the type of food that they're going to find outside.
Okay.
The protocol is called soft release. And once that we see that the macaw is ready, that flies very well, that fight for food, because in nature they have to fight for... Exactly. And then we start to release them little by little, but they have to prove us that they're ready to go. Because if we release an animal and this animal is going to go to somebody else's house, it's not working.
And how many have you guys released?
In 16 years working here, we released about 80 macaws in total. Those 80 macaws, many of them, they got sexual mature now and they're reproducing by themselves.
How can you monitor that they
Well, that
get
is
on?
nothing is perfect in this life.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need resources, money to continue that. But what we do is to educate the community. For example, now there are different technologies like WhatsApp or things like that. The owners of the lands, they just take a picture and they send me a picture saying, "Hey, Rodolfo, there is a macaw nest in my land." And that's the way that we do the inventories. But we don't have any specific technology because we run, a low budget too.
Natua has focused on more than just releasing birds back into the wild. With the help of volunteers, the surrounding area has been transformed into the type of environment that will allow the macaws they release to thrive.
After 16 years being here, this is a huge difference because when we came here, the only thing that was here was a pair of cows eating grass. This was empty with no trees, no vegetation. And we started planting trees since then with volunteers, people coming from all over the world. And now we have like an oasis, like a real sanctuary, providing refuge and protection for all the animals. Well, girls, now we are in the enclosure Carara. This is the second species of macaw in Costa Rica. This is the escarpment macaw or Ara macaw.
But there's one outside and one just came here. What happened to them?
Yeah, well, they didn't escape. That's the idea. This is the section where we rehabilitate them. And then once that we measure, they are good to fly, outside. we do this. We put them outside. And then little by little, eventually, they're going to fly for good.
So they say kind of hello to their friends?
Pretty much.
It's a long farewell.
They always have a connection, like you with your friends and your countries, you call them, you send them pictures, all that. It's the same here. Macaws, they are very sociable. They need to know where is the biggest flock, because where is the flock, that means protection, food, and security too. Okay?
Oh, that's beautiful.
How long do they live?
Well, there are two reasons, or two conditions. One, in captivity, they can live up to 60, 70 years because they have food every day. If they get sick, they have a veterinarian. They eat, very good nutrients. But in the wild, because of the predators, poachers, they live like 45 years.
Still pretty long.
Still pretty long.
Yeah, it is. And they're so pretty. Oh.
Beautiful animals.
We can say we love animals, but loving doesn't always mean touching and hugging and petting. Places like this remind us that we have to love in the way that's truly best for whatever and whoever we are trying to love. In the case of wildlife, it means gaining as much knowledge as we can about how to care for their environment.
This is very special, and I think they're doing a good job, and I admire that. And I think we need to tell people to take better care of animals and environment and nature. So this is very special that I got this feather from one of the macaws that he had lost. We were taking it from him. It was just on the floor as a reminder of that special place.